All right, y'all, we are back with another video. And before we start, please put prayers for Donald Trump in the comment section. We must protect President Trump at all times. Now, so as we know now that Kamala is the one that's going to replace Joe Biden, it seems like Barack Obama don't like that. And then reports out there, at least coming from Benny as well, that Barack Obama backstabs Kamala Harris at the White House and refuses to endorse her and tells her to her face, you will lose to Donald Trump. Now, we gotta check this right here out. Because, I mean, what they gonna do when Donald Trump destroy Kamala in the debate? They gonna try to kick her out? Then who they gonna put in next? Hillary Clinton? Gavin Newsom? Who they gonna put in there next? Because I'm telling you right now, as soon as Donald Trump destroys Kamala Harris, they gonna try to replace her too. Watch what I tell you. Watch what I tell you. They gonna try to replace her. They have nobody over there that's a better candidate than Donald Trump. All Kamala Harris do is laugh. That's all she do. Nobody is going to vote for her. Nobody. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive straight into this. Please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel so you can stay up to date with everything that's going on. And without further ado, let's go ahead and dive straight into it, y'all. Let's go. That's crazy.
What's up, guys? Your boy Benny. When you go on vacation, a lot of people get a house sitter. Maybe they have a dog, some things to be taken care of, whatever. You want to make sure that the house is in good order when you return home. If the house is on fire, filthy, collapsing in, water burst, pipe burst, whatever, like if the house is being destroyed when you come back, you'd be very, very angry at the house sitters that you left the house to, okay? So consider the house is the Democrat Party. And the guy who's been on vacation is Mr. Barack Obama, Mr. Community Organizer himself, all right? The person who effectively remade the party in his image, okay? He has called himself the chosen one for a reason. So let's say you leave that house to Joe Biden and the place is in shambles. And you need to change the keys, right? And how do you do that? Well, the first thing you got to do is you got to take out the guy who's currently destroying the home, all right? You got to make sure that Joe Biden moves out of the way.
Yep.
So you declare that he has COVID or something like that. Joe Biden can barely make it down the stairs. This is the last time we saw Joe Biden before he dropped out of the presidential race, all right? So you shove him into quarantine. You know that it's not actually COVID. We now know, according to multiple firsthand accounts from police officers, that it was something far more severe, something more like a stroke-like symptoms, okay? And that Joe Biden was having to be rushed either to the hospital or out of Nevada where he was. So something horrible happens to Joe Biden. You force majeure Joe Biden to sign a little piece of paper, probably doesn't even know what he's signing, that says, I'm dropping out of the race. You get Joe Biden out of the race, even though it's obviously not his signature. Not what this story's about, but it is, yeah. And then you install the puppet. Now, the problem is that the puppet is a moron and is stupid and is less liked than Joe Biden. And now you got yourself a major issue because the person who's watching your house is worse than the original house sitter that destroyed it.
Yep.
Now you have a real problem. Like, for instance, if Kamala Harris is so stupid, she does a fake phone call with Joe Biden and tells everybody that it's a recording.
Good to hear our president's voice. Joe, I know you're still on the call, and we've been talking every day. You guys heard it from Doug's voice.
We've been talking every day.
We love Joe and Jill.
Come on, Buzz
We
Lightyear.
really do.
Buzz and I are
truly
real
are like
pals.
family to us. And we do. Everybody here does.
It's mutual.
I knew you were still there. You're not going anywhere, Joe.
I'm watching it, kid.
Oh, my God.
Kamala Harris, I knew you were still there. You're not going anywhere, are you? Well, can you please go somewhere? This is why when corporate media reporters asked Kamala Harris if she's going to be running for president instead of diseased old Joe Biden, this was from a year ago, she had this shocking answer.
President Biden, and he is not able to run, that there would be a free-for-all for who would run as president.
Because Joe Biden is very much alive and running for re-election.
Yeah, he is very much alive. We've seen this. You know, this has been something that's been playing out and been so embarrassing for so long. Watching Kamala Harris as Joe Biden makes remarks, all you have to do is like actually watch her. You don't got to be a body language expert to know that this woman hates this man. But also she's like deeply and utterly incompetent in her own right.
Yep.
And this little transition over to boom clap Kamala, this isn't going great. All right? Like this is what the Google trends look like. Is Joe Biden dead? Donate to Kamala. You'll see that is Joe Biden dead is vastly overtaking donate to Kamala here. This is happening in the polls, where the polls are just not really showing a major significant bump, where Kamala Harris's net favorability has absolutely totally plunged. It's going to have a teeny bit of a bounce. This is called the honeymoon in politics. You can see here when Kamala Harris began as vice president that we had sort of a back and forth on her net positivity versus the people that saw her as unfavorable, and then whoop, and it's never recovered. The honeymoon period is what they're begging for here, and they're hoping that Kamala Harris can overtake Donald Trump in some of these rigged polls. And the polls are completely rigged. You know that the polls are rigged. You know, this is what it looked like right on the eve of the election in 2016. A far left-wing, sociopathic liar woman running against Donald Trump. This is what your corporate media told you. The corporate media told you Donald Trump's chances of winning are approaching 0 in 2016.
Wow.
Right before Donald Trump forced those reporters to eat these headlines and use the paper that they're printed on as toilet paper and Kleenex paper to wipe their tears. CNN even saying that Kamala Harris has no bump, that Kamala Harris is doing very bad with young people, in fact. And Kamala Harris seems to be doing, well, not just bad, but 20 points bad with voters age 18 to 34, down by 20 points to Donald Trump. Kamala Harris is effectively losing Hispanics to Donald Trump. Okay. And maybe this is why somebody who won young people and won the sort of like disproportionate diaspora of victim class oppressed.
Now, if you look at this right here, because a lot of people been saying Barack Obama been saying this about Kamala Harris. Obama doesn't believe Kamala Harris can beat Donald Trump, which is why he hasn't endorsed her. So this right here is exactly what's going on. Like we said before, it don't really matter what puppet they put in there. Nobody is going to beat Donald Trump. If we want to fix this country, we must elect Donald Trump. Kamala Harris, all this woman do is just laugh. She just laugh at everything. I mean, just at everything. She take nothing. She don't take anything serious. That's why you've been seeing a lot of more black people coming out saying, "Oh, we're not voting for no Kamala Harris." Don't you see exactly what she did to a lot of black folks? And now all of a sudden, now she want their votes. She want our votes now. No. She don't know how to run a country. She do not know how to run a country. Only Donald Trump, because he is going to fix this border crap that they left open, letting all these illegal immigrants coming in. And I'm not even going to say what they done did to people. I don't even want to say that. We already know. But that right there was on Kamala Harris and Joe Biden's watch. All the stuff that Joe Biden allowed to happen, she was right there with him. She didn't stop him. She signed off on everything. All these open borders, inflation increasing, just all of this stuff that is hurting the American people. Kamala Harris signed off on it. She signed off on it. So she is just as responsible as just like Joe Biden is. And now Joe Biden drops out. They throw Kamala Harris in there and think, oh, okay, Kamala Harris in there. Let's see if all the black people going to run to Kamala Harris and lead Trump. No, we're not doing it. We are not doing it. This woman do not know how to run a country. She don't. So let's get back to it and let's see how Obama really feel.
Voter blocks that the Democrat Party is trying to knit together. This is why the guy that created that model is kind of freaking out right now. You'll notice that Joe Biden was pushed out of office by Barack Obama. But that Barack Obama hasn't endorsed Kamala Harris. A lot of Democrats have endorsed Kamala Harris. Barack Obama hasn't. Why is that? Well, according to the New York Post, and people who are now leaking, who are furious about this from inside of the Biden world, Barack Obama doesn't believe that Kamala Harris can beat Trump, which is why he hasn't endorsed her. Former President Barack Obama hasn't endorsed Kamala Harris precisely because he doesn't think that she can beat Donald Trump. And that's what all the polls show. And that's actually what all smart people think. Obama's very upset because he knows she can't win. Obama's just an incompetent. Obama knows she's an incompetent. The border czar never visited the border, saying that all migrants should have health insurance. She cannot navigate the landmines ahead of her. Uh-oh. When you're running for president, there are things you can and cannot say. The turning point for Biden 81 came after his disastrous debate performance. But this was apparently part of an elaborate setup to remove him from office.
Yep.
It's very interesting. The source doesn't have a high hopes for the TV debate between Trump and Harris. When Biden was still in the race, a second debate was scheduled for September 10th. Wait until the debate. She can't debate. She's going to put her foot in her mouth on Israel, Palestine, Ukraine. She's going to say something really, really stupid. Obama knew this was going to happen. Joe knew this was going to happen. Now she's going to have to answer the real questions. The White House does not respond. Man, I got to tell you, Barack Obama is probably right on this one. Even Obama doubts Kamala can take on Trump. This headline is ping-pong balling around the world.
Wow.
Obama knows she's incompetent. Barack Obama hasn't endorsed Kamala because he knows she can't win.
Exactly.
This is a DNC power struggle.
And we said there plenty of times, like, who do they got over there? Do they think they can just trot out there and beat Donald Trump in these, 4 months we got left? They just going to just try. See, this is what's going to happen. They probably going to try to put Kamala up in a debate against Donald Trump just to try to see how she's going to do. She's going to get destroyed. I'm telling you, Donald Trump is going to bring up all of the stuff that she did. And she is going to be destroyed. And I guarantee you they're going to be trying to get her up out of there and throw somebody else up in there. And Donald Trump said the same thing. They're going to try to throw. He said, what y'all going to do? Y'all got Biden out of there. Soon as he destroy Kamala Harris, y'all going to try to get her out of there, try to force her out. And then who you going in with next? Gavin Newsom? Hillary Clinton? Who else you got? You going to throw a no name in there that nobody know? So they really have nobody, which we don't really care because Donald Trump is going to get the job done. He's going to get the job done. While they over there scrambling and Obama haven't even endorsed her yet, because he knows she can't beat Donald Trump. Obama know this. You can't take Kamala Harris serious. If you watch any of her rallies, she laugh more than she talk. I promise you, she laugh more than she talk. It don't be nothing funny. She just start laughing. How can you take her serious about anything? Think about the open border. Think about all of this stuff that's her fault. The way she was just locking up black people back then. She think people forgot about that. Even a black pastor exposed her. Nobody is going to vote for Kamala Harris. She is just as less popular as Joe Biden is. Who's going to vote for her? So now the Dems is trying to use her skin color as a tactic to try to grab black people in, which he ain't falling for that crap.
Take it with a grain of salt. Comes from a source close to the Biden family, but it's something to monitor. Here's something that we monitor. We monitor Barack Obama's movements because he's the person who's de facto in control of the Democrat Party right now. And what Barack Obama sees is audiences like this for Donald Trump. This was Donald Trump's audience last night in North Carolina.
Look at that. Like an NBA stadium,
and he
man.
sees the fact that Kamala Harris has campaign rallies where she has to draw like COVID circles on the ground because there's like 6 people that show up.
Look at that.
It's remarkable.
Kamala
The last
never
time
have a
that Barack
crowd
Obama
like
was in the
that.
same room as Kamala Harris, things got ugly. And things got ugly really, really fast. The power dynamics here are disastrous. Tucker Carlson covered it and did an excellent job. So awkward. Here we go.
He's an adult. It's glorious. Well, half true. Biden is certainly an adult. He'll be 80 this fall. But no one in Washington thinks the Biden presidency is glorious anymore. They think it's a disaster. Polls show that voters strongly agree. Joe Biden is now the most unpopular person in virtually any room he enters. If you doubt it, watch this. This was the scene at the White House today. Take a careful look at this. You've never seen anything like it. That's the President of the United States in his own house, shunned. Nobody would talk to him. So Biden wandered off looking vacant as a crowd formed around a former president, Barack Obama, who was obviously deeply grateful for the attention. And then it got worse. It got much more poignant than that. Watch Biden try to horn in on the conversation swirling around Obama. Everyone involved in that conversation, including Kamala Harris, who supposedly works for Biden, ignored Biden completely. Biden desperately tried to get Obama's attention. He puts his hand on Obama's shoulder. He even calls him Barack, like they're friends. But Obama blows him off. He acts like Biden's not even there. Ask yourself if you have ever in your life seen anything sadder than this.
Look at that. I ain't even paying him no attention at all. Touched his shoulder, calling him. I ain't paying him no attention at all. And you see, that's what I'm saying. Barack Obama cared nothing about Joe Biden. Never did. He don't even care about Kamala Harris. The reason why he haven't even endorsed her yet. But just watching this clip just shows you everything. These people are in shambles right now.
Make it stop. It's awful. Now, it's true that Barack Obama has never liked Joe Biden. For the 8 years they worked together, Obama mocked him relentlessly as an old white guy. He did his best to keep Biden at the periphery. That's why he got the Ukraine account, faithfully. But even someone as arrogant as Barack Obama can pretend if he has to pretend. And that's the point of the video we just showed you. Obama no longer has to pretend. He can tell the world in the clearest possible terms that he has no respect for Joe Biden, because at this point, nobody has respect for Joe Biden.
There you go right there, man. That just shows you everything you need to know right there. This party, the Democrat Party, is in shambles, and I'm going to say it for the last time. We don't care what puppet they try to throw in there next after they force Kamala out, because her poll numbers are just going to be worse than Joe Biden's, just like they is now. So if you see a lot of these fake polls, they're going to start putting out, making it seem like Kamala is beating Donald Trump. That's a complete lie. She ain't beating Donald Trump in no polls. Just like Joe Biden wasn't. She haven't earned any votes. What they going to do, turn over her votes, Biden votes, and just give them to her? Ain't nobody voting for Kamala Harris. So like I said before, y'all let me know what y'all think about it down below in the comment section. Thank you all for watching, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.